Lindy AI just rolled out something called Agent Swarms, and it's honestly a game changer. The idea is simple but powerful. One AI workflow can now clone itself into hundreds of mini agents, each handling a task at the same time. So instead of doing things one by one, everything gets done all at once. If you're into automation, lead generation, or just curious about how AI can take over your daily grind, this is something you'll definitely want to check out. So let me start with the big picture. Lindy AI has existed for a while as a no-code automation platform that uses large language models like GPT or Claude under the hood. Imagine you've got something like Zapier or N8N, which handle triggers and actions for thousands of apps. But you add an AI brain that can read, comprehend, write emails, transcribe videos, or even embed on your website. Now take that concept further and you allow these AI agents to copy themselves hundreds of times. Well, that's what Lindy's brand new Agent Swarms are about. You can feed the system a giant list of tasks like a spreadsheet with 2,200 or maybe even 1,000 different lines, and each line spins off a separate agent that runs in parallel. It's mind-boggling. The backstory here is that Flo, the founder of Lindy, posted a big announcement on Twitter, well X, and he shared a 2-minute demo. In that demo, he showed how you can, for instance, have a list of conference attendees in a spreadsheet, and you want to research every single person. You put the link to that spreadsheet into Lindy, and suddenly you've got an agent swarm, where each agent hunts down details on one attendee. When it's done, you get a clean final report, summarizing who all these attendees are. Flo said that's just one scenario. Another scenario he mentioned was meeting prep. If you're the kind of person who has a bunch of meetings every day, you can have Lindy check your calendar each morning, see who you're meeting, dig up context on them, find their LinkedIn profiles, and email you a single morning digest so you're always prepared. Then there's competitive analysis, so you can run a swarm that checks competitor websites, traffic numbers, employee counts, and the latest news. And one more example is sales outreach, where you might have a big list of prospects. Lindy can do all the research on them, gather personalized details, and generate a bunch of custom outreach emails in seconds. It doesn't matter if it's 20 leads or 200 because they all happen at the same time. What's also cool is that Lindy states they've got over 5,000 integrations and 4,000 web scrapers, which they call integration supremacy. So it's basically the largest agent in terms of how many tools it can hook up with. You can trigger these swarms from all sorts of places. For example, maybe whenever a new row appears in Google Sheets, that triggers a brand new set of agents. Or maybe you want to do something every time you get an email, or every time a new file pops up in Drive. You can even trigger it when you embed Lindy's pop-up or chatbot on your website. It's all possible. They're saying that's their biggest update yet, and from how it behaves, you can see why. The entire system is basically a divide and conquer approach, where the cost and time go down because you're splitting tasks into parallel agents rather than one single agent that would take forever if it had to do everything sequentially. Now the cost question is always interesting. Lindy does have a free plan, so you can try it out right away without paying. Then, if you want to keep using it or scale it up, the first paid tier is apparently $50 a month. There's also a 7-day free trial if you want to check out all its features. And if you're not a fan, you can cancel before the trial ends. From what I've seen though, once you realize how easy it is to build workflows and have the AI do half your routine tasks, paying the subscription can feel pretty justified. They've also got a credit system inside Lindy, so you'll see how many AI calls you've used up. The more tasks you run, the more credits you'll burn, so it pays to keep an eye on your usage. But if you're just automating daily tasks, you can usually stay within a reasonable limit. A YouTuber demonstrated how to embed Lindy on a website for customer support. You basically go into Lindy's templates, pick the website customer support workflow, copy the embed code, and paste it into your site, be that WordPress, Elementor, or your custom page. The AI can then respond to visitors in real time using any knowledge base you feed it. So if you add your site's domain, The tool can index your pages and pick up details about your product, your pricing, or anything else. Then it can answer user questions all day. And if you want to brand the chat widget with your logo or your brand colors, that's just a quick edit in the Lindy interface. It's basically a no-code approach that would normally require a bunch of custom coding or a chain of complicated steps in other platforms. Another scenario is email automation, which is personally my favorite. You can set up a flow so that whenever you receive an email, Lindy either drafts or sends an auto response. That alone can save a boatload of time if you're juggling a big inbox. What's even more powerful is you can include filters like if the email has attachments or if certain keywords are present. Then, have the AI parse that email, figure out how to reply, and either send it directly or just store a draft for you to edit. One user tested this by hooking up Lindy to their email, so as soon as an incoming message arrived, Lindy generated a response. If the user wanted to see it first, they set it to draft mode. And if they were confident in the automation, they just send it automatically. People are also talking about hooking up phone calls and SMS. Technically, Lindy can handle those triggers as well. Imagine auto SMS outreach or even placing phone calls with Twilio integrated behind the scenes. The point is you set up 1 or 2 steps, specify how the AI should respond to a call or a text, and then let Lindy run it. If you want to do something like personalizing lead generation messages, you can have a swarm churn out, say, 200 different texts, with each containing relevant info about the prospect. Maybe you want to talk about their company's most recent funding announcement, or maybe you want to reference their last product release. The AI can do all that in a matter of seconds. One of the coolest things about Lindy is how it blends a chat-style interface with a powerful workflow builder, kind of like Zapier but with way more brains. You can set up triggers like when I get an email and have the AI read it, understand the message, and fire off a custom reply using GPT-4 or whatever model you prefer. And with agent swarms, everything happens at once. Perfect for things like turning YouTube videos into blog posts, doing competitive research, prepping for meetings, or drafting a ton of outreach emails. It's $50 a month after the free trial, and honestly, if it saves you a few hours a week, it pays for itself. Plus, there's a solid community where you can grab templates, get support, and even embed AI agents on your site. Alright, like I mentioned in previous videos, we're getting ready to launch a free course on generative AI and avatars, along with a free newsletter full of useful updates. You just need to subscribe once using the link in the description. It's totally free, but spots are limited, so make sure to grab yours while you can. That's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.